All right, so it's good to have everybody here today. This is Conversations with Mr. P, and this is Josh McKinney. Josh McKinney and I have known each other for it's been a couple of years now, hasn't it, bud?
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, it's been a few years, and Josh lives in the Atlanta metro area, and we probably met in what year? 98.
Let's see, I graduated in '03, so, and I think you came in when I was
Eighth
eighth
grade.
grade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You were in that infamous eighth grade, right? With Jeremy Davis and all
Oh
that crew.
yeah.
Yeah. That was an
Yeah.
epic class. Yeah, that was a great
Yeah, it was a
class.
fun time. It was a
It
fun
was.
time.
So why don't you introduce yourself to the people that will be watching this, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, guys, like you said, I'm Josh McKinney. Uh, Chris was my coach back in the day, basketball and PE teacher and history teacher, and I think everything else except like English and math. So I live in Atlanta, just north of north of the city, Woodstock, and I work for a company called JLG, so I'm in sales.
Now, is that the company that comes out of Columbus sometimes, or no?
No, that company when I was up there a couple of years back, they actually laid me off
Okay.
2 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, that's been a while then. I didn't realize how long ago that was.
Yeah, that was 2015
Okay.
actually. Yeah, because
Okay.
I was going through a drastic change in my life that time too.
Okay. Yeah, because we were trying to meet up, and then it just never worked out.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a car, and
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, I wanted to because I saw those people all day long. It's like I didn't want to hang out with them at the end of the day.
Well, it's funny because he lives in the Atlanta metro area, and so for those of you who don't understand Atlanta metro area is like what 100 miles long easily, but all directions. So for those of us in the Columbus metro area, it's different because like the minute you leave Columbus, you can be out of town in 15 minutes, and then it's just different. It's not the same as Atlanta, but everybody goes to town, talks about Columbus, but it's imagine Columbus only times probably 10 times larger.
Mm-hmm.
You say?
Well, I mean, even the suburbs are like ridiculous.
That's what I mean. I mean that
suburb
nowadays, if you
Atlanta.
go,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, when I was living there, Woodstock wasn't really a suburb of Atlanta, and now what Macon is almost connected to the suburbs, isn't it?
It's getting close. I know like the McDonough area has slowly started to be coming up, and I think it's just transitioning on more and more.
It's crazy.
It's
It's
more
so
and more
you,
down and more up. So it's like you got
yeah.
people moving more to like coming in Dawsonville on that side, and on this, on the northwest side, you got people moving up more towards like Canton and like Ball Ground, in that area, 575. So it's like,
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, 575, 400. I mean, 400 goes way up now.
Yeah.
And that's just so for those of you who don't understand Atlanta traffic and stuff, it's a whole nother world that we could spend probably an hour discussing.
Yeah, it's funny because like I do a good amount traveling for my job, and I go to Tennessee a lot, and people would be complaining about traffic, and I'm like, you're going 30 miles an hour, like that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you'll laugh at this. So when we moved from Atlanta, we moved to Erie, Pennsylvania, and I wasn't there a week, and somebody in our church had surgery in downtown Erie, and the church was 25 minutes from downtown Erie, and they told me that I need to get there early because of rush hour, right? So I'm like, oh no, and I'm thinking Atlanta, so I left like an hour early to get down to the hospital in Erie, and when I say there's not a car on the road, there wasn't a car on the road, right? So then I'm like, well, I don't understand. How long does rush hour last? I said, oh, about 15 minutes.
What?
And then I started looking at the demographics of Erie, Pennsylvania, and there might be 150,000 people in the whole county. I don't even know. That's probably off, but it's like, I mean, just tiny. So then we moved to Philadelphia, and Philly traffic can be bad, but if I had to choose between Philly and Atlanta, I'll take Philly every day times two. I mean, it's not even the same.
Well,
same
you get to
animal.
deal with the jerks up in Philly.
Well, there's definitely a
They're
different.
notorious. I mean, those Eagles fans, man. The Eagles and Phillies fans.
Some of my Eagles fans are going to watch this and be offended, but all you Eagles fans, it's true. It's the truth.
Yeah,
We accept it very well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Josh, what's your favorite sport?
To play, to watch, or just in overall.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and answer all that.
First sport I fell in love with was baseball.
I remember that.
And I still love it to this day. Absolutely
Well,
love it. People think it's boring. I get it. Like I really do. Sometimes I think it's boring, but
yeah. But to be fair, you grew up during a time of Atlanta Braves baseball was in its
right.
golden era. I mean, you had what? Maddox, Smoltz, Glavine.
We're on Gant.
Chipper Jones.
Chipper, yeah. I watched Chipper his whole career.
I mean, Andrew Jones and his prime. I mean, that I'm not a baseball guy, and I would if Greg Maggs was pitching, I'm tuning in. I mean, the way he painted the corners was just ridiculous. And again, I'm not a baseball guy at all, but to watch him throw an 85-mile-an-hour fastball and just carve people up was just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's just ridiculous. Yeah, that was a fun time to watch baseball.
It was very fun. And 95 is a long time ago, so I really need another World Series.
It's hard to believe that my Phillies have now won a World Series since then. That's hard to believe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is with Atlanta sports teams, and it's hard to being a Georgia sports fan, period.
You guys are bad luck, man.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like, I felt bad for, now I understand, like, kind of what the Cubs went through or stuff like that. And it's just, you have the debacle of the Falcons, and it's, that's probably the biggest debacle. I mean, then you had the Braves this past year, in the first inning. That was atrocious. It was – I still, like, for the longest time, it's petty, but I didn't wear anything Braves related. I didn't want to, like, see anything Braves related. I was just so disgusted with it. So I was just like, I was like, I'm not buying anything Braves related. I was like, they're not getting anything from me right now. It's like I've invested all this time, effort, and not really effort, but energy and money into them, and it's just like, this happens.
You'll appreciate this. So we were living here in Ohio when the Eagles won the Super Bowl over the Patriots, and I remember, again, I have a good number of people that are friends with me on Facebook, and it's from Georgia, it's from Ohio, and it's from the Philadelphia, New Jersey area. And when the Eagles won, I honestly can tell you this, they had no idea what to do. Like, they didn't know what to do because they've lost so long in so many bad ways that even when we lived there, when the Phillies won the World Series, what was that, 09? Something like that, 09, 10? When they won the World Series, nobody knew what to do. I mean, they didn't know what to do. And the parade, like, we didn't close school, and we should have. So I had the rest of the high school in my office watching the parade because, again, they didn't know what to do. They're so used to complaining and fussing that when they finally won a championship, it's like, how do we handle this emotion?
Right.
And so for the Georgia fans, I get it. I mean, at least you got the Atlanta United that have played really well.
Yeah, I get that, and that's awesome. But
it's not a main sport.
Right, and it's just like I haven't been a fan of them. I mean, they're only 2 years old, so they're in their third year now. So it's
right.
You'll
laugh at this. My son Micah, who plays soccer, he has adopted the Atlanta United as his team.
Nice.
So here we live in Columbus. It's one of the key teams in MLS, and he has all Atlanta United gear. He's got 2 jerseys, long sleeve, short sleeve. But it's funny because, like you said, even though they have a great following, it's not the same as college football. It's not the same as pro football. And the Braves, back when you grew up, when I lived there, it was a different level of craziness that people don't understand. You know? Yeah. So
I've heard the United games are fun. I haven't been to one.
I'd love to go to one. Yeah.
I heard they sell out every time.
I actually had tickets to a Crew game 2 Saturdays ago. Somebody gave me tickets. I had 10 rows up, and he canceled the game a day before we were going to go. I'm like, oh man, that's been awesome. Yeah, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what do you follow now?
Everything, just about.
Everything.
Baseball, basketball, football, pro and college, tennis.
So do you still follow the Hawks then, basketball wise, or?
Yeah, I'm a Hawks fan. I mean, I'm a true Atlanta fan, so I take the bad with the bad, I guess.
Hey man, but wait a minute though. At least Trae Young's entertaining.
He is, but come on, how much longer is he going to be willing to keep losing?
Well, that's a good question. Of course, if they lose enough, they'll get another guy next to him.
Yeah,
I mean that's what the Warriors did for how many years, and then now look at it. My goodness.
Right. I mean, I know we're a young squad. I like Kevin Huerter. I like him a lot. DeAndre he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Cam Reddish is starting to get comfortable now, and I think he's gonna be really good. I have
nice player. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen many Hawks games, so I'm gonna take your word for all this.
Yeah, I mean it's been nothing else before. There's no sports, then that's all I'd watch.
Trust me, I've been watching things on the internet that I saw a guy the other day throwing a paper airplane. I'm watching it because there's nothing else to watch.
Right. I actually went to the last game they had before they canceled the season.
Did you?
They were playing the Knicks, so I think I saw Vince Carter's last NBA game.
Yeah, you're right. Boy, that's hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
That'll be a fascinating stat one day is when was his last game, because it should be sometime in May, and it's going to end up being in February. March.
Or no, we're in April now. Yeah, it was like the second week of March.
Boy, that's hard to believe, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That guy's.
I remember him in college.
I was going to say, that guy had a great career.
Right.
You know, I was never a huge.
In the Olympics.
Yeah. Oh. Frederick Weiss.
Yep.
Do you know the story about that, right?
Refresh my memory.
So supposedly that guy was coming to the NBA, and after that dunk, he changed his mind. He never came to the NBA. Vince Carter literally ruined that guy's career. How crazy is that?
Oh yeah, that's great. Oh man,
Vince. I was never a Vince Carter guy, but I always respected his work ethic. And
I was the same with Tim Duncan.
Yeah, I get it. He's not the most fun guy to watch, you know.
I respect his game.
Oh man, yeah, but the game is just
you can't not respect it.
You know, I think that's a problem we have in today's society. The generation below you, that if they don't like a guy, then they just hate the guy. There's no in between. It's insane. I'm not a Larry Bird guy. I couldn't stand Larry Bird, and that's partly because I grew up in Philadelphia. But at the same time, you just respect the fact that the guy is a winner. And I think we miss that so much in our culture today. That, man, listen, a guy, I cannot like a guy because of either how he plays or who he plays for, and still like the fact that he's a winner. You know.
Right. I mean, what's that saying? It's like, you're doing something right if you got a lot of haters.
Boy, that's true, isn't it?
I mean, I've done it before. I hated on LeBron, but you know what? He's doing something right, so he's getting
the same way. Yeah, I'm the same way. It's funny because that's like Mark Cuban's getting a lot of hatred right now because he said a lot of different things about a lot of different things, right? Well, he tweeted out the other day, somebody was praising him because what did he do? He was paying the workers. They're not working. And then they turn one of their facilities into a place for health workers to get food and this, that, and the other. And so they said, this has to be Mark Cuban. It's written all over it. He tweeted back and said, actually, the best thing I do sometimes is shut up and get out of the way of my own people because they have some great ideas. Most of our great ideas don't come from me. I'm like, man, what a great leader that is. Just to say, you know what? I just let my guys work and listen to them because sometimes they have better ideas than I do. And we miss that a lot too sometimes, I think.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I read a quick little article with him a while back. He said that the one thing he hates doing is firing people. He's like, because firing people is a bad reflection of me because I didn't do my job the right way in order to teach them the right way of doing things or how to do it, And I was like, wow, that's pretty good. I mean, that's a good thing you want to hear from a leader.
Oh man, you're right about that. And it's true though. I mean, if you hire well, then you shouldn't have to fire as much in theory. Exactly. I mean, things change.
You're right.
But if everything stays linear, then it should be, So what are some jobs you've had since so you went to college, right?
Yeah. I went to college. It wasn't the best of choices in my college career. I did the whole, a lot of Xbox Live when that came out. Didn't go to class, did the whole thing because I was just out on my own for the first time ever. And it's just, I was, just not having to worry to answer my parents and stuff like that. So I've been in sales most of my career. I've worked at a cell phone store. I've worked retail. Last retail job I worked at was Costco I ended that job in 2015, then went over to that company in Westerville called Mac Tools, which is automotive tools. So I would drive around in a big FedEx type truck. Mm-hmm. Then they let me go. So now I work for a company called JLG, and they make construction equipment. So scissor lifts, big aerial boom lifts. Okay. And they're based out of Maryland. So that's really about it job wise. I mean, I did some little knick-knack jobs when I was in college or high school. First couple of jobs were kind of construction for a little bit.
And again, for those of you who don't know, Atlanta is one of the fastest growing metro areas in the at least the country, if not the world. So to be in a job that provides construction equipment would be a really wise thing because the metro area is just, every time I go down there, like something else just popped up again. I mean, it's insane. Mm-hmm. We drove through back at Christmas, and I had not seen the new SunTrust Stadium.
Oh yeah, it's Truist now.
whatever it is, But I couldn't believe that area after just that stadium being built. Oh my goodness. You there?
Oh, there it goes.
There you go. Okay. Yep. Yeah, that stadium's insane now.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stadium right there it's nuts.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
got the express lane that goes over the highway. Yeah,
Crazy.
that is convenient though. I do pay for that. I'll pay for it all day long to not sit in traffic.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's not only that. Like I'll even take it just for the safety aspect of it because
Sure.
I'm like, if it's only going to be for people who have to pay for it, then it's a limit to a number of people.
That's smart.
You got 2 lanes up there as opposed to 6 lanes,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have to worry about people really merging on the interstate or cutting you off to get off on an exit.
That's
So
smart.
I'll pay the money too just to be safe, and then sometimes I'm the only car that's even on there. So it's like
Now, and some people don't know this probably, but your pay lanes it's based on congestion of other highways, correct?
yeah, so it's not like a
Fluctuates, right?
Yeah, like the most I've seen it in the mornings from where I live, which is on 575 down to 75. That could, or no, it'll go do it. It does it to 285, which is about 20 or so miles, 25 miles. I've seen it as much as like $5
Okay.
or to go down, and then late at night it's like 75 cents. Or,
Right.
it depends on the time of the day. And in the morning it goes south, and then around like 3 o'clock they switch it around, and then it goes north.
So it's a one way then.
Yeah, it's directional. Yeah, it's directional.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then they're building another one like that on 400 too.
Are they? Wow.
400 and right where 400 and 285 meet. If you're familiar.
That's a busy area. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's a real busy area. Oh, Mrs. Perry is in there making all kind of mess while I'm cooking. She's cooking actually. So let's see. So you play basketball for me, right? For what years?
So 8th grade, 9th grade. So 3.5.
8th,
I left
9th,
my
10th?
I left my after my 10th grade year.
Oh, you did? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I went to Beaufort High School after that.
Why did I not? Oh, yeah, I do remember that now. Okay, so
Yeah.
you played what, JV and varsity then for a little while? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Were you there for the Rob Johnson era and all that stuff? All those guys, Rudnick and yeah, that was interesting. That was it. That class was crazy.
Right.
They were loaded. It was funny. I lost touch of Rob, and then one night I'm watching a football game and like, hey, somebody texted me and said, hey, you watching Rob? I'm like, Rob who? Rob Johnson. He's on TV. I'm like, what? I had no idea that he made it to University of Utah, played briefly in the NFL. I had no clue.
What?
Oh, yeah, you didn't know that?
Wow.
Yeah, he played in that Rose Bowl where not Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl where Utah beat Alabama.
No kidding.
Yep, I got a text from him.
Was that the Kaepernick team?
I don't know.
Wow, good for him.
I was like, what? And then he was on the Titans briefly. I don't know if he ever actually made the travel squad, but he was on the roster for a couple of years. That's kind of funny. Yeah, you didn't know that? That's pretty funny.
No.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought about that for some reason. Something random stuff will pop in my head from that time of my life, and
yeah,
I don't know what I was doing, but one day, it popped in my head. I was like, I wonder what happened to that kid.
He was a great athlete.
Yeah,
I mean, he was talented. I remember one time, I'll never forget this. I remember one time he was going to foul somebody. He went to take a charge, and he realized he was not set. So he moved, completely moved. And the guy stumbled and tripped, and the ref calls the foul. And he calls it. And then he walks over to me. He says, hey, he goes, I missed that call. He goes, I've never seen a kid so fast that when I blew the whistle, I realized as soon as I blew it that he fixed himself before he fouled, but I already blown the whistle. He said, and I've never repped a kid like that before. I'm like, listen, and I said, everybody who sees him play says the same thing. His athleticism it's ridiculous.
He was quick and smooth.
Real smooth. Yeah. I remember about halfway through that season, I'm like, you're transferring, aren't you? He's like, yeah, I'm trying. I said, yeah, I figured you are. He's like, I'll be moving back west eventually. Okay, I figured that.
Well, I knew his half brother was in the NFL.
Lincoln Kennedy. He was a lineman for the Raiders when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and he was a big old dude. They had the same. I think they had the same mom.
I think you're right.
Yeah, because Lincoln looked like his mom.
Yeah, because I think Rob was like an inch or two taller when he was in college or in the pros than he was when he was with us.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't maybe 6'1", maybe 6'2",
Right.
maybe like 185 pounds. He was just all muscle.
Yeah.
Freak athlete,
Yeah.
played safety, I think. Don't quote me on that, but yeah.
I mean, he's got to do something with speed. I mean, I could
Oh
see.
yeah, he was fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you play any at Buford or no?
No, I tried out, but Buford's one of those schools where you start in like at Little League or whatever,
Right.
and you just work your way through. So
Right.
I tried out and I didn't make it, but
Yeah.
that's pretty much. I think it's just one of the things they know who's going to be on the team already, but they have to have tryouts just in case, just to make it fair.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like
Tullis was on the team. Nathan Tullis.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he played. But he grew up in that Buford era.
In the system. Yeah.
In the system, like he played Little League football and baseball, so like everyone knew who he was.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
So,
though, like our volleyball team here at our school, they're state ranked. Well, they were ninth in the state this year. We had a girl who was offered D1 scholarships all across the country.
nice.
But like they start training now. You're only allowed to train legally a certain amount of times a year. But once that starts, it starts usually they're in the gym June. So they have individual workouts all spring, and then they have a 2-week camp, and then it's almost all summer. So like if you showed up in August to school and like I want to play volleyball, you may be on the team, but you're not playing. I mean, unless you're just a gifted athlete.
Right.
I mean, like their starting rotation was probably set 10 months before the season started.
Oh wow.
I mean, that's just they're just stacked. You know what I mean? Now next year will be different. They're losing a bunch of players this year, but this past year, I mean, good luck cracking that. I mean, it was just
right. Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's just how it goes, though.
Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, and like you said, if a system's rolling, why would you mess it up? Let it work itself because the kids hold each other accountable and everything else. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Sure. Yeah. So who's your favorite? If you had to say my favorite athlete of all time, who is it?
Mine?
Yeah. I know your brother would say
Jordan. Oh, he would say Jordan all day long. Or despite what people are gonna say about it, Tiger Woods.
Well, he's probably the greatest golfer of our life.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, Kobe is probably up there for me. I mean, you cannot knock that. I mean,
great work ethic, great athlete, great career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I was always a huge Kobe fan. So,
man, this year was bad enough when he passed away. Then all this happened. I never forgot about that. That's the same year too. Like, oh my goodness.
Right.
2020 is not off to a good start.
No, it's not. So, yeah, Kobe's up there for me. I always respected Kobe. So yeah, I'll just go with that because I mean, there's just too many.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like about Kobe at the beginning was he was trying to be too much like Mike.
Yeah.
But he finally kind of broke that and realized that's not going to happen. And when he was just Kobe, I mean, he was great. I mean, he was just great. You know, that's for sure. And the Tiger Woods thing is a good. I mean, for a while there, again, I'm not a golf guy at all, but I'd pull up golf because
he's unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I wasn't either, but yeah. My Jason's actually a golf pro now.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He works at he ever since he got golf lessons 1 year for Christmas when we were still in high school, and I don't remember what year it was, but and we both got him, and he just went with it more. I was like, yeah, whatever, and he just went with it and just always played. He ended up working at a golf course, little par 3 over in Swanee or in Duluth. Just like literally started his way, just worked part-time, was the cart guy, and then worked there for a long time and stuff like that. Then he just kept taking lessons and did got his PGA card, and now he's a golf pro at a country club in Johns Creek. And he'll do like camps in the summertime, and he plays in tournaments. And
good for him.
So yeah, that's his thing, and that's what he does. So
I remember his goal in high school was he always wanted to own a men's clothing store. Remember that?
Vaguely, yeah.
I remember he always wanted to wear a suit. He always wanted to dress up. Always wanted to have I'm like, dude, what in the world?
He still does that. He still does all that.
Does he?
So he wears all the bright colored shorts and shoes and
Of course he
stuff
does.
like that. But like he has like right, of course he does. So he gets like all of his Nike stuff at cost or whatever because
Nice.
he's with his golf thing. He gets like for a while his Mizuno, so he's getting like all this like free Mizuno stuff. I'm like, yo, hook me up. You know?
That's funny. That I didn't know that. That's cool. Huh.
Yeah, he was like I think he was like on staff with Callaway, so he would get like a bunch of Callaway stuff and stuff like that. So, but no, he enjoys it. He's got 2 kids now.
Good for him. Now, does he compete in any tournaments, or is he just?
Yeah, so I think that's kind of part of his job is going to tournaments to try to, get some tournaments, and
That's cool.
So yeah, he'll go to wherever. I mean, most of the time lately, it's been the last ones I've heard of were down in like St. Simon's. So,
well, I mean, if you're gonna play, you might as well play down there, right? I mean, that's
right, and that's like his I guess that's his goal now is to live down there. So he wants to have like a beach house or something down there. But
the struggle is real.
Yeah, my sister-in-law is like, yeah, well, there's no. She's an accountant. She goes, I don't think there's not really much work for me down there.
Can't they just do their work from anywhere, though? I mean, come on.
Probably. I mean,
especially, I'll tell you what. That's one thing that's going to, I think, happen through all this pandemic is people are going to realize, why do I have to go to a physical office? I can do the exact same thing, have a Zoom meeting, and be done with it.
Yep.
Do you listen to Colin Cowherd at all?
I used to.
Well, so today I listened to his format's changed because obviously there's no sports to talk about. So
right.
he's having lengthy interviews now. And today he said that he thinks that there'll be a 10 or 15% increase in people who don't commute at all anymore from all this.
That'd be nice. It needs to. I mean, there's too many people on the road as it is.
All right. Especially where you live. Yeah.
Yeah.
My
girlfriend works from home full time. I mean, she Monday through Friday, she's at home.
Is she? Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you if you don't have to?
Exactly. It just doesn't make any sense. Especially like because my big thing was to say, well, what if you deal with no one except on the West Coast? Well, I mean, your day's not starting until noon.
It's true.
So why if people would deal with people on the West Coast only, or predominantly, majority of their work is dealing with the West Coast side of things, why do they need to go into the office at 9:00 and sit in traffic with everyone else? It's like I've never understood that.
It's a good point though, because I mean, we often think that. Well, I think the East Coast rotates upon the East Coast. I mean, forget the fact that
everyone's
the West
pretty
Coast,
much still on East Coast time. I mean, it's
right, but there's an awful large economy on the West Coast.
I know.
I mean, California could do on their own just fine.
They're really good.
I think the last time I heard they're like the 5th largest economy in the world if they were separated by themselves.
Well, I mean,
it's insane.
I went to California in 2007, and I was just like blown away with like how nice it was. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And it's just like everything over there was just like, it looked like fancier and richer. And I drove through Beverly Hills and stuff like that too. And I was just like, oh my gosh. I was like,
it's kind of like Connecticut on steroids.
Yeah.
It's just, everything's just high priced.
Like I noticed everyone was driving like a Porsche, like 911 to like everyone. It looked like how it was like with like Honda Civics and here in Georgia. It's like you see like Honda Civics or like Toyota little Corollas, and it's like and then or Accords, and then you see in California it was ridiculous, but it's nice. I mean,
did you see the cost of gas out there though?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
$4 a gallon, something like that, right?
Yeah,
that's what I remember. When I flew into LA, we had to drive an hour and a half north, and we went to get gas. I'm like, what in the world? You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, gas right now is cheap though.
Yeah, how much is it down there?
Like $1.80.
See, ours is $1. I think Sonny got it for $1.35 2-3 days ago. It's been below $2 now for over 3 weeks here.
Same here. I'll get mine at Costco when I go shop at Costco, and then
do you?
I got it for $1.24 the other day.
That's a win all day, every day. My goodness. I remember when I was teaching you, there's a gas station on, what would that be? That would be Swanee. Would it be Swanee?
Beaver Highway?
It'd be Peachtree. No, it's Peachtree. And what's that?
20? That
road that goes past the sports academy. What's that road?
That's Beaver Highway.
Is it?
No, that's Beaver Highway. Yeah, Buford Highway, and then you have McKinney's Ferry.
McGinnis Ferry. That's it.
Yeah.
So McGinnis Ferry and Peachtree Industrial. So it's like 2 more roads down.
Right.
There's a speedway there. I got gas there when I was teaching you. I think it was 70 cents a gallon on there. I remember calling like, I'm filling up. I'll fill up every day until they dump the gas prices up.
Mm-hmm.
70.
I would drive out of the way for that.
Oh, it costs like $8 to fill the tank up.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, I think those days are long gone. I think that's not going to happen again.
No, but it's funny because I took a picture. I sent it in like a group text. My grandmother was like, "That's nice, but you can't go anywhere." I'm like, "Yeah, it's still cheap."
So for those of you that are watching this, today is April the 1st, 2020. So yeah, I don't know what it's like there. Right now here, everything is closed. You can go to the grocery store. There's no sit-in restaurants in Ohio. All restaurants are closed. They've closed. I think Honda. Whirlpool reopened, I think, a day or two ago. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. There's no haircuts, no.
Yeah, I need one. I'm rocking I probably should have put a hat on.
My wife's gonna cut my hair tomorrow, I think, because I can't do it anymore. I'm just gonna have to just shave it off. I can't do it.
I told my girlfriend,
getting
like,
much.
no, it's like, yeah, because I thought my barber closed, and then
yeah,
I saw on their Facebook that they didn't. I was like, man.
So are your state parks opened right now or no?
Yeah, I think for the most part. Some of them, depending on where at. I mean, I went and played disc golf on last Saturday. And
ours are open right now, but they're talking about closing because there's so many people showing up at the parks to walk, and then they're congregating at the parks. Right. And I know they're talking about closing marinas, which that's going to make some people angry if they start closing marinas. And I understand that we gotta flatten the curve and all that stuff, but at the same time, if people can't get out of their houses and they say it's going to happen for weeks and weeks and weeks, it's not going to go well. I don't think long term.
No,
there has to be a balance.
Yeah, there does. And I think everyone's trying to find it, and we'll see what happens. I don't even really watch the news much anymore because it's just like I don't want to hear about it anymore.
If I can't get my news on Twitter, or if I can just Google and then just read what I want to read, I'm not going to watch it.
Right.
I'll find some reputable sources, read those, and then chase a couple rabbits from there, and then I'm done.
Yeah, Twitter's always a good one because everything's on Twitter.
Yeah, and you can kind of pick and choose what you want to read.
Right.
It's not in your face all the time,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, what's your second kid's name? Micah?
Micah, yeah.
So, I remember when Isaiah was born. That's crazy.
I was going to say, yeah. He's 20 now.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah, Micah just turned 18. He's supposed to have a signing for college soccer, but that's not happening now. He's going to have a signing here at our living room, looks like. So that's kind of a bummer.
Where's he going to go?
He's going to play at a small school called Ohio Christian University. It is an NAIA school. It's about an hour and a half south of here. So we'll get to see some of his games, that kind of stuff. And they play in the River Conference, I think it is. They'll have to play a school called Rio Grande twice a year. That's a nationally ranked program every year. So that'll be a wake up call. They recruit kids out of Brazil, so that'll be fascinating. Yeah. But they said they took him down. It's probably been 2 months ago now for a day, and he played with the team and trained, and so they offered him a spot. So he's looking forward to that. He's bummed out because right now is club season here in Ohio, and obviously that's not. They have their first virtual practice tomorrow night, which I don't know how you're going to do that, but he's got to set up Zoom in the living room and get a ball and spread some things out, and then actually train with the team online. So
that's funny.
Yeah, it's like he plays for a club called Barcelona. You may have heard of them.
Yeah, they're a little small, right?
He doesn't play for that club, but they have a bunch of clubs down in the United States, and so
that's cool.
So yeah, he loves the club a ton.
What's Isaiah up to these days?
Isaiah, he was working with us at the school. He's not working there anymore. Of course, no one's working in the school anymore. But he is he's just kind of chilling. To be honest with you, he's still looking for some direction in his life. He's gonna attempt to do a job. To have a job coach help him find what he wants to do.
That's cool.
Yeah. So he's still kind of looking at things, but right now we're not doing anything. But that's kind of the plan.
No one can really do anything right now.
No, everything's on hold right now. But right now he's doing fine. We've been playing a lot of Catan with the family and taking walks outside. We got a little bit of property, so we can walk around outside and walk down the street. It's a dead end street, so
yeah, we just take the dog for a walk to get out.
Our dogs just go out front and they just chase the other dogs. We have a dead end street, so we got across the street's 4 dogs, next door is 3 dogs, and we got 2. So it's a whole herd that runs around together. And
That's cool.
yeah, as long as it's not muddy out, we just let them all run and just kind of get their energy.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Emma Joy, you never met Emma. She's 14. She's in 8th grade. I have to deal with her twice a day in school. And but yeah, so it's good. It's good. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then
That's
Sonia works at the school doing whatever they ask her to do. She's kind of the assistant to the secretary for who runs the school. Yeah. Yeah. So that's,
didn't you play in a soccer league, or weren't? Why am I thinking that? I don't know why I'm thinking that.
I played in high school and a little bit in college, but not.
I don't know where I pulled that from.
No, I helped coach his high school team the last 2 years.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. But I haven't played a whole lot.
Yeah, I haven't played. Most thing I play these days is disc golf. And
now I had to play basketball back in February. I was an assistant coach for the girls varsity team, and she wanted us to scrimmage against them. So maybe me and Micah and the guys, PE coach, and so we would play 5-on-5 against the starting 5 for the girls.
Nice.
I was dying, man. I'm telling you what.
Yeah. If I ran up the court right now, I did a church league, the church that grew up in, with my brother and some other people, and it was awful. Like, we would get destroyed because people would be like, get their friend who played in college, and
yeah,
and it's like they're like throwing alley oops in the church league. It's like, come on.
Well, we had so Coach Boggs is she's been coaching high school basketball, girls basketball for 30 some years. Outstanding. She's just a phenomenal coach. Well, she's funny. She'll be like, hey, can you give me 8 minutes today? I'll be like, all right, I'll give you 8 minutes. Because I'm telling her, like, listen, I'm just not in shape. My knees are a mess. Okay, I'll give you 8 minutes. So I'll never forget the first time we did that. She's like, all right, 8 minutes. I want you guys to go full court man-to-man press. I'm like, wait, what? Hey, full court man-to-man press. So here we are now. And so she's coaching us as hard as she's coaching the starting 5, right? And then the girls wouldn't break the press. We'd turn it, we'd steal it. Stop, reset it. Stop the clock. Well, the 8 minutes wasn't 8 minutes. Oh, it was 30, 35, 40 minutes. I'm dying. I'm literally, every time she called timeout, I'm laying on the floor. I'm doing snow angels. Like, somebody stop this now. I am dying. But the funny thing is, like, we ended up doing that like twice a week for like 3 weeks. And it finally got better. But man, the first couple times, like, oh, this is just.
Oh yeah, I'd be hurting right now if I did that.
It was bad. I come home, give me 4 ibuprofen and a lukewarm bath, and I'm going to bed. I'm done. Right. The next day I would just kind of hobble to school and sit in my chair and not move until practice, and then, all right, how much you need, Coach Boggs?
I know.
But it was a fun season.
I do miss playing ball.
It's funny. I missed. Now again, this is my first year really. I helped a little bit last year, but this is my first year kind of being more involved. And I miss the coaching. I don't miss playing at all anymore. I really don't.
No?
I'd shoot some with the girls and practice and mess around some. I don't miss playing at all at this point. Yeah, I really don't. It's just, it's one of those things where, like, when you get done playing, like your shoulder hurts from shooting. Your elbow hurts from shooting. You're like, okay.
Yeah, everything hurts, yeah.
Oh, everything hurts. Just like, you know what? I'm just past the playing stage at this point.
Right. No, I feel you. Yeah,
it is what it is. Yeah. Well, listen, man, we've been going on for a while. You got anything else you want to add before you shut this thing down?
I did want to ask you about the Erie thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you live there at the time at the Bonner lady? The guy that
No.
No?
You know what? We actually heard about that when we were there. We're like, what are you talking about? And we actually showed our kids like a news footage of like unsolved mysteries just recently. That's a crazy story.
I watched that thing on Netflix and I was like, what? I was like, people really do that?
If you don't know what we're talking about, do you remember what year that was?
I think it was 2003 is when it happened.
Yeah. So wait, you know what? Maybe we did.
No, wait. Then. Was it 2003? Maybe. I don't know. I think it was 2003 that wouldn't happen.
Then maybe we did live there. I don't know. Well, anyway, if you don't, pull up Erie, Pennsylvania bomber, and you will find some stuff that just.
Yeah, there's crazy. A thing on Netflix about it too.
Yeah, it's one of those unsolved things that are just bizarre at best.
Yeah, Yeah, you heard. Yeah, but that was wild.
You know, when we lived in Erie, the only thing we really paid attention to was the weather because we had never seen that much snow in our lives.
Oh, I bet.
It was so fun. We loved it, you know.
Oh, yeah. See, we don't get none of that down here. We just get a little bit of snow and then ice.
We had one calendar month where it snowed every day for 30 straight days. Now, not a lot, but it would snow an inch. The next day, it would snow a half an inch. Then it would snow a dusting. Then it would snow for 2 inches. Then it would snow every day for 30 straight days. It was the craziest thing ever. And we're out the window every day looking, and our neighbor's like, what is wrong with these people?
That's funny.
Like, it's going to do this every day, right? Oh, is it?
That's funny.
Mm-hmm. And then the church I pastored was like 15 miles inland because we lived in Erie. Well, the church got double what we got in Erie. So I remember one time I'm at church, and I'm like, what's that dripping from the roof? I said, oh, we probably have a snowdrift on the roof. And I'm like, oh, well, how much is it, you think? They said, oh, probably 3 or 4 feet. So sure enough, after church, I go up there. It's up past my waist.
Oh my gosh!
So I went and got another guy my age. I said, "Hey, go get your shovel and your snow gear. We got a shovel." We shoveled for like 3 hours, and it was like we literally walked off the roof in the snow.
No, I'm good.
It was insane.
I'm good.
I've never seen something like that in my life. It was insane.
Like I always wanted to experience like at least one winter up north. But I couldn't do that. Where every day I had to go out and shovel your driveway.
Well, that's funny. Our last winter in New Jersey before we moved to Ohio, we had 2 blizzards in 7 days. We had like 70 inches of snow on the ground, within like 7 days.
Wow,
that was crazy. Yeah, now it melted fast in New Jersey. It wasn't like Erie where it stayed all winter, but it was a lot of snow. It was a lot of snow. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, it's been fun.
Yeah, man.
Stay out of trouble, would you?
I'll try.
And for all of you that are out there that are baseball fans, root for Josh's Braves if they ever play again this summer because they need a winner in Atlanta. Right?
That we do.
All right, buddy. Thanks for joining me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.